Hello everybody, this is Enatharman Joy, and today we are going to be playing a game of Command Modern Air Naval Operations, WOTY, which I can only assume stands for Wine of the Year. I do like this game. I like this game quite a bit. It's sort of a modern air naval operations simulator, isn't it? I am quite new to this game. I picked it up as a result of the videos put out by Dr. Zaeus on his channel Squatting Frog, now Stoic Frog. So shout out to the doc, and he's really the one who got me into this. So today, I'm very new to this game. We're going to be playing a scenario called Raid on... oh, where is it here? Hold on just a minute. Raid on Kismayo. So I'm very new to this game, and I find this one to be quite a good introduction to really learn the ropes. After you finish the tutorials, this is a good one to really learn the ropes on how to play this game. So, whenever you start a scenario, we're presented with a mission briefing here. So the two belligerents in this scenario are the United States versus Somalia. The date is 13th of May 2013 at 23:00 Zulu. The location is the Somali coast, the Kismayo area, or perhaps Kismayo area. But either way, we are going to be playing as Task Force Maverick, a member of the United States military. So reliable intelligence has determined that an Al-Qaeda courier is bringing information coordinating further terrorist actions in sub-Saharan Africa to the Leadership Council of the Somali Al-Shabaab faction. The National Command Authority has committed elements of the Kismayo amphibious ready group to act on this information if it turns out to be credible. Kismayo and a lone escort, the littoral combat ship USS Independence, have steamed ahead of the rest of the group in order to conduct this covert mission off the coast of southern Somali city of Kismayo. Their mission to acquire and observe the courier in the chance that he will lead them to any Al-Shabaab leadership elements, and if so, to launch a direct action effort to capture them. So as soon as we load in, we receive another briefing. This is the side selection and briefing. Good morning, Captain. Nav puts us just a little south of the equator, 0200 local time. SEAL Team 2 dropped a recon element, Coyote 4, to stake out the G-Leeb airstrip and to make confirmation of the courier's arrival. They report a contingent of militants with vehicles are already on scene. Covert elements have been able to place a GPS tracker on the courier's aircraft and place it just north of the Somali/Ethiopian border, headed south. We're still not certain where the meet will be held, but it is suspected that several ranking Al-Shabaab clan chiefs will be there. Our only lead to their location is this courier. We'll need to follow him, but remain discreet enough not to be spotted. These guys are likely to spook at the smallest sign of trouble. Once we've determined the meet site, we've got a Bravo company prepped to conduct a raid. Hopefully not the Bravo company which manufactures AR-15 parts. Not that I have anything against them. The ACE's got 4 Ospreys and a pair of Harriers and Cobras on standby for transport and air cover. Harriers and Cobras, so fixed wing and helicopters. Gabby has a Fire Scout ready to roll as well. CENTCOM wants us out by sunrise, around 6 AM local time, and a full report as soon as possible. Let's enter the scenario. So as soon as we load in here, we can see an enemy fixed-wing aircraft, which is a F-406 Caravan, pretty standard fixed-wing aircraft, not armed, and this is carrying the courier and possibly higher-ranking Al-Shabaab militants. Then down here, we have the cities of G-Leeb, Jamami, and Kismayo, as well as the G-Leeb airstrip. And here at the G-Leeb airstrip, we have the aforementioned Information Security U.S. Navy SEAL Recon Team Coyote 4. So they are staked out and watching the airstrip, equipped only with binoculars, but they're watching the airstrip, and they're armed with 2 7.62mm machine guns, which hopefully they shouldn't have to use, as they're not meant to be engaging in combat. And then, down here, as really the main body of our forces, we have the Littoral Combat Ship 2 Independence. So the Independence is a class of littoral combat ship built for the United States Navy. When you go down to the data, it is a littoral combat ship, 127.4 meters in length, 2,176 tons when empty, 2,650 when full, And, well, standard full. But here's a list of all of its sensors. And this looks enormously complicated, but I don't think it really is. So essentially they have a 3D surface-to-air radar, ELINT, so electronic countermeasures or jamming devices, infrared weapon detectors, laser rangefinders, basically all the things that it needs to conduct littoral combat, aiming and shooting its gun to bombard surface targets, usually on coastlines. So then here's what it is armed with: 4 12.7mm or 50 BMG machine guns, should never have to use those. 2 30mm Bushmaster autocannons, shouldn't have to use those. 1 57mm gun, and this is its main armament, which it would use to bombard shoreline targets, but I don't think we're going to be doing that either. It also has CRAM guided missiles, so if we come under fire from an airborne missile, there's a chance to shoot it down, and some other miscellaneous stuff. But really, that's what's less important. That's much less important than the aircraft it's carrying. So we can see it has 2 out of 2 aircraft. One of which is a MQ-8B Fire Scout, and the other of which is an MH-60R Seahawk. Now the Seahawk is really mostly useful for anti-submarine warfare. That's its loadout. And we aren't hunting subs today, but the Fire Scout will be very, very useful. It's a unmanned aerial vehicle, unmanned autonomous helicopter developed by Northrop Grumman. And it's very, very small, very nimble, and it's very, very useful for providing some recon for us. Then down here we have the LHD-3 Kearsarge Wasp. This is a aviation carrier and amphibious assault ship. So again, sort of standard sensors. They're not really going to be coming into play. Its weapons again don't really matter, but I do like that it has Sea Sparrow missiles, which are quite a powerful missile. But we aren't going to be using them. What is again important, as this is a carrier, is the aircraft that it is carrying. So you can see it has 4 MV-22B Osprey. These are the sort of famous VTOL tilt-rotor aircraft. I believe there was some controversy over how many of them have crashed in the last couple of years, but that's immaterial. They're also largely not armed with anything too significant, but what they do have is 24 Marines apiece. So we're going to be inserting the Marines into the AO and having them capture a building. We also have 2 AV-8B Harrier II Night Attack, and these are fixed-wing fighter jets, or ground attack jets rather. And we can see that each of these is equipped with both its 25mm equalizer cannon, which we hopefully won't have to use, and each one of them has 2 GBU paveway. They're guided bombs, basically. We can read more about them. It's a laser-guided bomb. Paveway is intended for precision bombing against non-hardened targets. And those have quite a long range too, actually, sort of a surprisingly long range. And then we have 2 AH-17 Viper, which are Super Cobras, which are attack helicopters. And these can be quite powerful as well. And we can see that each one of them is armed both with their main cannon. They have 8 AGM-114K Hellfire missiles. A very powerful guided missile. Can really reach out and strike like a main battle tank or something, but hopefully we won't be fighting that today. And they also have 38 Hydra 70mm unguided rockets, which are, well, they have a lot of them. They're quite powerful rockets. So, having gone over that, these are the forces we'll be bringing to bear today. Let's unpause and see sort of what shakes out here. We can see the Al-Shabaab couriers aircraft sort of coming ever closer here. Let's speed up time to see where it's going to go. Captain, I'd recommend not putting any manned aircraft up near the airstrip. Any kind of unusual air activity could make the terrorists jumpy. If you have to put a gunship or Harrier up, keep it offshore until you're ready to commit. Well, I don't really see a reason to launch them quite yet, as we can take off basically all the aircraft we have very quickly. Let's continue on. Now, as it does near the airstrip, I think I would like to launch the Fire Scout. As this has quite a lot of fuel, it's very stealthy, and it can stay in the air for a long time. So this is what's going to be providing a primary recon for us today, I believe. I'm just going to pause quickly and give it a order to perhaps sort of stake out the airfield here. Sort of stay right there. Hopefully remain out of sight. Really speeding it up here, 30 times what would be normal. Sort of rein that in a bit, actually. It's quite fast. So then we can see that their plane has begun taxiing in to the airfield. Let's see what the Marine spotter team we have down there sees once it lands. It's taking a little while. Right. So contact with the aircraft has been lost. They are in the process of landing. Seems like they're taking a little while to deplane. Let's speed it up a little. I really don't want to bring my Fire Scout in any closer than it is, because even though maybe they wouldn't see it, maybe they would. And we really don't want that now, do we? Oh, a new message. Captain Coyote 4 reports the courier that was on the plane is now preparing to leave the airstrip in a vehicle convoy. They will not have the means to maintain contact and recommend we have something standing by to see where he goes, such as our Fire Scout. So let's quick. Well, let's wait. Let's wait and see. See if we can identify them as they start heading out. Contact has been made. It's as of yet an unidentified contact, but I think we can pretty reasonably assume that this is the vehicle convoy that was sighted heading out if you're carrying the courier. It seems to be headed south, so let's order our Fire Scout to maybe get in, get just a little closer look. We really don't want to lose contact with this thing, because then we'd have to really search for it, and who knows where it might go. We don't have a map of the roadways in the Jamami area, so we better keep contact. It's continuing to head south. Sort of keep pace with it with the Fire Scout, although the Fire Scout is quite a bit faster than it. And the Fire Scout has positively identified it as the Al-Shabaab vehicle. Their vehicle, car, generic. They're mounted with binoculars. Well, so not generally going to be a very large threat to us. You can see down here both our LCS and our carrier are continuing on their paths. I don't really see any reason to change where they're going, as the aircraft can sort of reach out and touch things from basically any point in the sea. Or at least the coastline around here. It's not like we would just sail out into blue water or something. Oh! It looked like he was going into Jamami, but he has turned left. So let's just bring our Fire Scout a little closer. Captain, good work. That looks like the place. Bring some recon assets in for a closer look so we can size up the tactical situation while the 26th MEU mounts up. Well, let's just do that. Let's do just that. Right. So immediately, we have contact with the meeting site. Oh, and then a wide variety of contacts at the meeting site. So let's really zoom in here to see what we're dealing with. Oh, Fire Scout continues to see things. We have, a AAA defense of unknown class. So that would be a sort of an anti-aircraft gun, perhaps an autocannon, maybe mounted on something. We have a unit of infantry of unknown class. Infantry of unknown class. Unknown class, totally. Unknown class, totally. And more infantry. These might be technicals, actually, if they're sort of labeled similarly to... I don't know exactly what that NATO marker is with the M on it, but that was what the car was labeled as. So let's bring our Fire Scout in for a, well, maybe not that close. They do have AA up after all, but... Oh, yep. Then as he closes in, he can identify the AA. It is a PLT-3, 23mm. It's a technical, or maybe multiple technicals, mounted with what looks to be an Eastern Bloc 23mm autocannon. So that would be useful against aircraft, but it does have a very small range and a small detection range. So as long as we clear that out, I don't think it should be any problem for our Ospreys to bring them in here. Ooh, the Fire Scout might be getting fired at. He got a little close there. Stay out of there. Oh, they didn't identify him, and they didn't fire at him. So, what should we do now? I say we scramble the wing of Harriers, and they'll be able to launch a GBU strike from much, much further away than the autocannon can shoot at them, and I bet you we can take it out pretty quickly. They might actually have enough bombs left over to hit those infantry positions. And while we're here, I'm also going to launch the Vipers. As once the AAA is out of there, they will just go to town on the infantry station there. Right. Here are the Harriers. I'm going to give them an engage targets manual. Into the AAA threat with the GBUs, and I'll have each of them shoot one GBU at the or launch. They don't exactly shoot their bombs, but drop or launch one GBU towards the AAA threat. And these are our Vipers. I'm going to have them close, not incredibly close. I don't want them getting within range of the gun if the attack fails, but they're quite slow. They'll take a little while to get over there. Captain, based on the recon you've gathered, our Marines have determined 4 locations for LZs bracketing the safe house. Please direct your Ospreys as follows. Cactus number 1 to LZ Pirate, Cactus number 2 to LZ Dingo, Cactus number 3 to LZ Spartan, and Cactus number 4 to LZ Tarzan. Air Ops is warning us there are probably some potent defenses out there too. The Harriers and Cobras can help suppress them. Watch out for the safe house though, we want prisoners. So basically don't shoot a GBU straight into the safe house where the meeting is going on. I'm sure there are documents in there, ostensibly prisoners, which we want. And since we've been given the order to take it quickly, I'm going to launch all 4 Ospreys as well. And I'm actually going to launch these individually, so that I can direct them each to their respective landing zones. Here's Cactus 4. So Cactus 4 is going to LZ Tarzan. I'm just going to have him stay outside of the AO for the meantime. Cactus 3 is going to LZ Spartan. Cactus 2 is going to LZ Dingo. And Cactus 1. Cactus 1 is going to LZ Pirate, the last remaining one. And they're off. Now this is moving quite quickly here. This is our flight of Harriers. They're quite quick. So now let's zoom in and see, perhaps you can see where the bombs are going to impact. The Harriers. And let's go down to one time speed to see them launch their JDAMs and make sure that they're not JDAMs, GBUs, although they are similar, and make sure that they're all going in the right places. We can see GBU 12D paveways are away. Yep. Bombs have been dropped. Multiple bombs. Now, the Harriers will need to maintain contact with the AAA pit, I believe, so that the guidance systems on the bombs will continue to work. And we can still see that they are engaged offensive here. So we're just going to let them continue on with the bombs that they've already dropped. You can see here that they sort of let the bombs continue on from them while they maintain contact with the AAA. You notice this is very sort of curious that the bombs seem to move slower and slower the closer they get to their target. I believe this is a consequence of how they're dropped. Something to do with the laser guidance system. So right now they're really zooming in on their target, and it seems like they're sort of creeping down there agonizingly slowly. Captain, Ops reports some of the Al-Shabaab technicals are toast, and AAA threat is gone.